an instant Browns classic.
Hey, whatever it is, hey, that's what this game's about. Let's go!
The Cleveland Browns are America's team.
And it's all over! The Browns are winners today!
Welcome in, everyone, to the Barking Browns podcast. Hope you're all having a fantastic Friday evening. I am your host, Casey Kenneman, and this is Know Your Enemy, the podcast where we do a deep dive and break down the Browns' upcoming opponent. And as always, we're brought to you by our friends over at SeatGeek. You know the drill. Go to SeatGeek, punch in the promo code Barking Browns, get your $20 off your first order. You still got 6 home games left for the Browns. You got the Cavs tipping off in less than 2 weeks. You got concerts, comedians, motocross. So go to SeatGeek, punch in that code Barking Browns, save yourself some cash, and then take that cash and do something awesome for yourself. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what we're doing here. That helps us create more content. So we're always come to the YouTube page, go to Twitter, to the Barking Browns, go to our TikTok page. Everywhere you can find us, we appreciate all the support. All right. You know what time it is. It's 8 o'clock. It's Friday night. It's time for Know Your Enemy. And I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit because when I first came up with the concept of Know Your Enemy, I had to come up with a whole game plan and a name for the show. And when I came up with a name for the show, it's tongue-in-cheek, right? Because these are opponents. They're not really enemies. Au contraire, motherfucker. It's Steelers week. It means we're about to get into it. And I have a guest who's going to help me break this all down. He's behind enemy lines. He knows all the ins and outs. We're going to get familiar with the enemy. So let's bring on our guest. First off, our guest tonight is a veteran. He is a certified ball knower, and he is a football historian, which we are going to put to the test later this evening. I'm going to need your help with that. So everybody welcome him in. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Justin Tweedy.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Welcome to the party, Tweedy. How are we doing tonight?
I'm great. I'm ready to talk about how much the Steelers are going to put a whooping on your Browns on Sunday.
We're doing this already, huh? Coming out the gate swinging.
Yes,
Coming
sir.
out the gate swinging. That's fine. This is a place for that.
I did try calling, and it didn't ring at all. So
basically, we talk Browns all week on this podcast. So I want to dedicate this, and we're going to learn about you guys. Now, this is a deep-seated hatred from my peoples. They do not care for the Steelers.
right.
But for me, it's like my hatred hierarchy in the NFL. It goes 1A Steelers, 1B Ravens, 3 John Elway, 4 Cincinnati Bengals, and 5 Dallas Cowboys for no reason.
I think
that's what the hierarchy is.
I think my hatred hierarchy is probably right now. I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat. Kansas City, because I'm just tired of seeing them everywhere. Number 2 is probably Baltimore, but I love M&T Bank Stadium. Let's see. Number 3, probably the Philadelphia Phillies, just because I love the Braves and the Mets, and they're our division rival. So don't want to get carried away on baseball.
Yeah, we can't get in that rabbit hole. My peoples are still hurting from the Guardians getting bounced. So we won't talk about baseball. That might be a touchy subject. Let's just go ahead and dive into this. What we got going on here this weekend? So just give me the vibe check in Pittsburgh right now after 4 games. What's the vibes?
Well, I don't think there's going to be overconfidence. If we look at the Minnesota game, we were cruising until around the fourth quarter, and we let Carson Wentz bring the Vikings back. So it kind of made me go, we got a lot of holes, but I mean, we're 3-1. We're confident. The division, no offense, kind of looks weak with Joe Burrow having the foot injury. The quarterback carousel in Cleveland. So we'll see. And then of course Lamar Jackson, he's got some hamstring issues, and all the the defense for the Ravens, half of their defense is hurt. So we'll see how it goes. But I think right now we're pretty confident. But I've learned not to get my hopes up until around toward mid to late December. We'll go there, but right now we feel pretty good. So I think I speak for everybody when I say that.
So how do you feel about having the bye week as early as you guys had it?
Well, I think it's a good thing considering Aaron Rodgers. He has been sacked a lot this year. The line is very young, but I mean I have confidence in Zach Frazier and Troy Fatano from Washington. He's very young. He's just got to develop. Same thing with Mason McCormick. But we also have Isaac Sumalo. He's a veteran that can really bring things together. So I think it's been good. It gives the offensive line some time to rest, and Aaron Rodgers to maybe hit the or in the words of Dragon Ball Z, he might have to hit the hyperbolic chamber, or Goku had to go into. So
well, he'll probably just go to a dark room and take some DMT. He'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's got the medicine.
I'm thinking of Senzu beans. Yeah, to all my fellow Dragon Ball Z fans, I totally failed you just then.
Well, I know you got a couple, and I know you have a couple that are watching. So hopefully they don't skewer you for that one.
Right.
So the injury reports have came out. Each team has one guy that's already ruled out. For us, it's Mike Hall, who hasn't played all year, and he should have been on the. Oh, here you go. I knew it wasn't going to take long.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got the nerd beam came through, and he was right on it. So Mike Hall's not playing for us, but that's not. He hasn't played yet. He should have been on the IR. He's not. That's something else. You guys have Calvin Austin Jr., who's already ruled out, but you do have Jalen Ramsey that is questionable.
Yeah, I read that. I believe today he practiced.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes.
All right, let's go ahead and bump over here. We're going to talk about. Give me 1 second here. I got to do some technical difficulties because it's what I do. And I'll get us all set up here. We're going to talk about the offense. So when I look at this offense, right, Aaron Rodgers is leading the league in time to throw. Mm-hmm. But with that, because I mean, if you look at it, if you get the ball out in less than 2.45 seconds across the league, you're usually pretty good. He against the Vikings, it was 2.11, which is that's just wacky wild, man. Is there any frustration though that they're not being more explosive and trying to take deeper shots, that everything's shallow?
I think right now it's just, I mean, we're so young into the season, we're still getting feelers of everything. Just so that, just building the connections, like especially, with Caleb Johnson coming out the backfield, Jalen Warren too, just Aaron Rodgers trying to fit into this new offense and kind of, find his spots with these receivers. Cause I mean, but full confidence in Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's a champion. He knows his way around the league, and he can make still at 42 years old can still make throws he made 13 years ago. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit of growing pains, but I feel like we'll come in once we get more snaps under Aaron's belt.
Do you think any of that has to do with him not trusting where the line's at currently?
Possibly. But as I mentioned earlier, it's just going to take some time. Just for everybody to mesh. I believe Troy Fautanu, he was out most of last year, if I'm correct. Technically this is his rookie year because of the injury. But it's just going to take some time. But it's just, like I said, it's just going to take some time. But we'll get it together.
Well, let's talk about that line. And from the outside looking in, I've agreed with a lot of the moves they've pulled off in the draft to bring young talent into Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Where do you see the line at currently, and what do you think could be the outcome? Like, what do you see as the ceiling for that line this year?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction that I think Zach Frazier, he has potential to be another Jeff Hardings. For those who don't know who Jeff Hardings is, he was, the anchor for the first few years of Ben's career before Marquise Pouncey. He's strong. I think he was an all-state wrestler in high school. And of course, Mason McCormick, where did he go? I think it was South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits. He was a big steal. I like him. Of course, Broderick Jones, left tackle, Georgia Bulldogs. He was a two-time national champion, so he's got experience there. And of course, Troy Fautanu from Washington, an absolute monster. And of course, Isaac Samalo, he's a champion. So I think we're going to be all right. It's just, growing pains and just everybody having to mesh together. Yeah,
time on task and offensive line.
Exactly.
The cohesion of all five guys playing together and kind of everyone learning each other. You spoke on it, so we'll go ahead and go a little further into it. It makes me sick, but man, if I were to pick one team who's had the best run of centers, you have to go with Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. I mean, let's look. We have, of course, sorry to all the Jason Kelsey fans out there, but Mike Webster is the greatest center of all time. I mean, his arms alone are literal tree trunks. And of course, after that, you have Dermotty Dawson. He anchored it for a long time. Then, of course, Jeff Hardings. And then, of course, let's not forget Marquise Pouncey. Go Gators. We definitely have a great path, more tradition of centers.
Yeah, there's a lineage there at that position for sure.
Oh, yes. And there's actually a story I read. What's his name? Dermontti Dawson. He was a rookie when Webster was still in there. And one thing he learned from Mike Webster, be the first in and the last to leave. And let me tell you, he definitely applied that throughout his career because an absolute monster.
Well, let's talk about what the line can do here. With Arthur Smith as your OC, there's nobody in the league. He's a madman. He loves to run the football. I mean, I've seen it happen when he was the head coach of the Falcons, where Mariota threw a pick, and I shit you not, they ran the next 12 times. Like they would have ran more, but they ran into the end zone and scored a touchdown. He would have just kept dialing up runs. And if I look at, there's been a failure to launch with this particular running game so far in the season, and they're averaging 24 attempts a game and 80 yards a game, which is near the bottom of the league. He's going to keep doing it. He's not going to go away from it. And last week or 2 weeks ago, because you guys had a bye last week, Warren was out, and it was like a last minute scratch with an illness, I believe. And Gainwell stepped in and he looked okay. Do you expect it to be a platoon situation now that Warren's back, or do you think he just assumes the lead back role? And how do you see that rotation going for who's picking up the third down back stuff? Is it going to be rookie Caleb Johnson, or is it going to be Gainwell?
I think it's going to be maybe a mixture of both because we do need to develop Caleb Johnson. I mean, Caleb Johnson, the sky's the limit. Absolutely explosive. I mean, I believe he was the Big 12 running back of the year last year. So we definitely got a steal out of him. I like Gainwell, but like I said, it's just between those two. It's just that they're going to have to develop, and we're just going to have to see where it goes.
Okay, with Calvin Austin being out, who do you expect to step up and get those reps?
I mean, I really think it's going to be we're gonna see a lot more from Jonnu Smith, and of course DK Metcalf. He's going to step it up. Then of course, big shout out, Pat Freiermuth. They're gonna do a lot of good supplementing for the absence of Calvin Austin. So I think that's what I think is going to be.
I hate that sound. And since we're playing in Pittsburgh, I am preparing to hear it on a few third downs. I know how it goes. It was Heath before. You know what I mean?
Don't get me started on Heath.
Well, I'm not going to. He's just the next in that line. And you talked about Jonnu Smith, and that is someone that I wasn't surprised they went and got when they had the opportunity. Arthur Smith loved him in Atlanta. And I do. Have you guys been playing a ton of 12 personnel with two tight ends at the same time, or has it been more of a rotation with those two players?
I think it's been a rotation. I've seen pretty balance between him and Pat Freiermuth. But also, when we talk about Jonnu Smith, I heard some rumors before we acquired him that we sent Miami a trade proposal for him for Pat Freiermuth, and I was like, oh no, man, he's a fan favorite, but I mean, Jonnu Smith's a Pro Bowler, so I mean, but now we got him, and I'm excited. Having both of them is absolutely wonderful. So give Aaron Rodgers all the weapons he needs.
So outside of DK, are there any other receivers that you see like cracking the lineup here that are going to cause issues with Austin out?
I mean, for the most part, I think a lot of it, I feel like our tight ends are really going to have to do a lot of supplementing for that. But, and of course, we can always have Jaylen Warren out there, have him do a lot of outs. But I will say this. I am glad, while we're on the topic of wide receivers, I am glad that we got rid of George Pickens. I did not like his attitude. I didn't think that, the arguing with just the fighting and stuff. I just didn't like that. I mean, great player, don't get me wrong, but I am kind of glad that he's on to Dallas. So I'm
flat out pissed off by it because I was so looking forward to the meltdown. because him and DK it's a hat on a hat. They both have the same skill set. They both would have played the same role, and those balls are going to go to decaf over George. And I think Pickens. I would argue that Pickens is the most talented receiver that you can't count on because of his issues with his brain. You know what I mean? Like that dude.
I wish
he spazzes out. He gets in fights. He throws dudes down for no reason. Like
I wish he would have been with a solid veteran. Like I can tell you, like,
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, no, not like Antonio Brown. Oh gosh, no way. I think he needed somebody like maybe a Jerry Rice to, I know Jerry Rice is long retired, but maybe somebody to say, hey man, this is how you conduct yourself, because the fighting and stuff is just not really pleasant. So, but great talent, love the guy.
I have a rule of thumb, and especially at receiver, you can have one wild card on your team. You can't have two. Because then they start bouncing that energy off each other, and nothing good will come of it.
And it can mess with the locker room too. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will say that one thing that I'm going to say it, admire is that their ability to walk away from players, and then those players just aren't anything anymore. Like they'll be successful. And then you just look at the lineage of receivers that the Steelers have moved on from, who were highly successful, and they've kind of went to obscurity pretty quickly. The only one that really didn't fit that mold was Emmanuel Sanders. He continued to have success at other stops.
Right.
And but I think Pickens, obviously the CD injury in Dallas opens the door up for him, and he'll still get his numbers. But it's like you're always just like waiting for the other shoe to drop and him to have some weird tantrum, and the weirdness that comes along with George Pickens. Yeah. Which his dad was an NFL receiver, Carl Pickens.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Carl Pickens causing any problems for Cincinnati.
Right. Was he? I believe he was on
Tennessee or Houston. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Houston.
Huh. I did not know that. You learn something new every day.
Yep. Okay, well, let's transition here. Let's go talk about the Steelers defense. So what's your vibe check on the defense? Does this remind you of a Steelers defense, or does it feel different to you this year?
It does feel different. It kind of feels a little bit like it's Cam Hayward's swan song. But I also am confident knowing Derek Harmon is right behind him, and he's going to be up there. Possibly top 5 best in the NFL, give him about 2 to 3 years. He is an absolute wrecking ball. So, I'm still just after last year's, the way we melted down at the end, I'm kind of cautious to really say anything until maybe like week 10 or 11, because I'm so afraid. Because remember last year we went all the way up, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to do so good. And then next thing you know, in December, literally reality came and just
2020 all over again.
Yep. In the words of what's his name? I think Hollywood from Top Gun. Crash and burn.
Yeah. Well, we joke it's a tradition like no other. The Steelers make it to the playoffs and then get waxed in the wild card. It's kind of been the recent theme of these last few years. But you mentioned his name, so I got to talk about it. And I'm going to give a little backstory here. Every year I get into the draft, I'll fall in love with a defensive prospect. There is a 95% chance that you guys draft said prospect. And it's Keanu Benton, it's Peyton Wilson, it's Nick Herbig, it's Jack Sawyer, but it all started with Cam Hayward. Hayward was the first person I was telling everyone, like, man, this dude's going to be a stud once he hits the league. And sure enough, he went, and I had to automatically shift from being like, I'm pro Cam Hayward to I hate Cam Hayward now. And that's sports for you, But I can say this, we're in year 15.
Right.
And for 13 of those 15 years, because it took him a couple years to crack the lineup and be a starter, but he's been a pain in my ass for a baker's dozen now.
Oh yeah, and he had a good veteran he looked up to, Casey Hampton. I don't know if you remember him. Number 98, Hook'em Horns. I loved me some Casey Hampton.
Yeah,
he was
University of Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, big boy, big thickin'.
Oh yes.
Oh
yes.
Okay, so do you think that you said it earlier? So do you think this is it? Do you think this is the final year of Cam Hayward?
Yes, I think so. I mean, his body of work alone. I'm going to tell you right now. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer in my opinion. I mean, the only thing really missing is a Super Bowl ring. But maybe, I don't want to say any Super Bowl predictions yet. But I mean, we'll see where it goes. But
You can. We'll clip it though.
Yeah, because let me tell you. I think it's feeling like it's his last year. I just have a kind of a gut feeling that this is, the swan song for the great Cam Hayward, and I love him to death. And so does Michael Keaton, and I'm a huge Batman fan. So
can't fault you for that. Can't fault him. I know he's a Pittsburgh guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a soft spot for Michael Keaton myself. You said his name says transition. The linebacker I was in on last year from North Carolina State, Peyton Wilson.
Oh yeah, Peyton Wilson, he's great.
That's my question. What is he? What have you seen out of him this year?
I've seen a lot of progress. I mean, I feel like he's already becoming a starter. I still don't understand how he fell in our lap last year. Wasn't it it was something with his knee, wasn't it, Casey?
He has no ACL. He has no ACL. Dude ran in the low 4.4s and he's like 6'4" and 230, whatever. Like it doesn't make sense. But when I watched the tape, and he had a huge injury history in college. But when you see him on the field, man, it's his instincts, his closing ability. Like I was all the way in on drafting him, but I know the Browns wouldn't because he was an older guy, and the Browns have guardrails and they won't go after older guys. Pittsburgh seems to not give a damn, and just if you fit our identity, we'll bring you into the fold. And
exactly.
That's what it felt like to me.
I can see him become, and I might get a lot of flack for this.
I hope so.
I can see a little bit of Lambert in him, a little bit. I'm not saying next champ Jack Lambert, because Jack Lambert is just an absolute monster, but I can see a tat. Now Jack Sawyer, oh yeah, I like him. I like it. He especially that he picked off who I think it was Texas, and he ran it all the way back. That was just, I was like,
yep, he got yours.
As a Steeler fan, there are so many players that I watch and I'm like, he would look great in the black and gold. He would look great in the black and gold. And after that play last year, I was like, he would look great in the black and gold. And I remember I was at work when I found out that we drafted him. I was like, yes. So
if you'd have listened to me, I would have told you you're drafting him when he was still in college. I'm like, that dude's a future Steeler. I joked about it multiple times on multiple podcasts. It writes itself. But because of the way you're set up right now, you don't even need him right now.
Right?
He's a supplemental piece, maybe someone you can get on the back end of a rotation. But with that being said, you guys are getting Alex Highsmith back this week.
Oh yes, I'm excited about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you should be. I mean, but now because Nick Herbig was playing well as well in his stead. With Watt, Highsmith, Herbig, Sawyer. Like, do you expect Herbig to be in a rotation with Highsmith, or do you think they're just going to put Highsmith back out there full-time starter right away, or do you think they ease him back since he's just now coming back?
I think they're going to ease him back because it's just going to take him a while to get used to the speed and just to get readjusted to everything. So, and like I said, I think it's just going to be a match made in heaven. So we'll see.
Yeah, we don't have a left tackle. As of right now, when I'm telling you this, we just don't have one. It could be Cam Robinson, but we don't know that for a fact. And even because they traded for him, and he kind of rotated last week. Has some he wasn't lining up correctly and got some penalties. And the other guy though, KT Leviston, that was out there, he in my opinion, he's not even a tackle. He's just there because we needed a body.
Yeah,
we basically put a traffic cone out there.
I saw Joel Bitonio. He's out this week, isn't he?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
You are not getting that lucky. Joel's still playing okay. I had concerns. His injuries are starting to catch up with him. He's an older player. He's been there since 14. But my the Cleveland Browns offensive line has not been good. But if I were to tell you one player who's been for all 5 games, he looks okay.
Right.
We just got Jack Conklin back last week. I know he's not 100%, but he's a professional right tackle. And when your quarterback's left-handed, that's more important. And just him being out there helped a great deal. But they have to solve left tackle.
Right.
Highsmith or Herbig or whoever they put it over there is going to have a heyday.
I just feel, when I was thinking about this matchup, I was like, we have to exploit Dylan Gabriel in that weak offensive line. If we get to him, he's going to throw a lot of picks. You saw it at Oregon, especially that Ohio State game. That offensive line for Oregon was just getting bullied, and he was just, there you go. We have to get to Dylan Gabriel. If we can get to Dylan Gabriel and just, work out that rookie nervousness on him, we should be cruising to a victory. But you never know, Casey.
Well, trust me, I know. This is the Alamo for us.
Kevin Stefanski could say, maybe third quarter if it's not looking good, just give Shedeur a chance.
Less than 0% chance you see Shedeur without an injury.
Right.
It would take an injury for you to get to that.
And speaking of Steelers rookies, we've talked about this before off air. I'm high on Will Howard. I think he's going to be something good. But we'll see. I like Will Howard a lot. But it's
technically has he been your emergency quarterback so far this year?
I believe because Skylar Thompson I think he got injured in Ireland. I'm not sure the circumstances around that, but I know he had a finger issue in the preseason, but he's since recovered. So I believe he's third string under Aaron Mason, and then it's him. So, but I like Will Howard. I really hope we give him a shot. I'm afraid we're going to end up, after this season. Oh, we got a nice draft pick. And, Drew Aller from Penn State. Penn State is literally just this year. And I would not be surprised if he falls in our lap, if Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan get him, which would break my heart because I really want to give Will Howard a shot. So we already know
you're drafted that late, you got to get your breaks where you can get him. And sometimes that means you got to beat out somebody.
Yeah. And we already know Aaron Rodgers, in the words of the great Blackhawk song, goodbye says it all after this year. So
yeah. You don't think they're going to hand it off to Mason Rudolph to be the guy?
Mason's a solid veteran, but we'll see. But I like Drew Aller. Is he having an off year? Yeah, but I see a lot of Kerry Collins in him. Ironically, Penn State both have strong arms, but we'll see. So you're getting shit for being a likable guy. I appreciate. Hey, thank y'all. I appreciate it.
The Browns fan base. I'll be remiss if I didn't bring this up before we move off the defense. Juan Thornhill, what's he been looking like for you guys?
Let's just say he's a very well. He's up and coming. Let's just put it that way.
Well, he had some lapses in effort for us, and he fell out of favor quick. And he was someone when the Browns had this cycle where they would go and get a free agent safety to be the answer at free safety, and it hasn't worked. The guy that we have playing there now is an undrafted free agent. They did when they got John Johnson. It was Juan Thornhill, and they both kind of flamed out and were despised on the way out the door.
We know Mike Tomlin is a great motivator, so I'm sure. Let's just be honest. You put on that black and gold, it's there's just something about it. Like, you just think of the legacy you put on. Like, in fact, I got on my Steeler jersey right now. So, okay. Now let's get into you brought up one earlier. Let's go to some keys of the game here. What do you see as the key to a Steelers victory? Well, I have 2 big points. Number one, keep Aaron Rodgers upright. If we can keep him upright, I feel like DK Metcalf, if he plays, we will exploit that defense. That is number one. Number two, exploit Dylan Gabriel. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. If we can get to him and put the pressure on him, I think those are the 2 big keys. But it also comes down to Aaron Rodgers. Can he make the throws? Can everything just come together? So those are my two big keys to this game. And we have to do our best to, alleviate the threat of Myles Garrett. I understand that is a big, big task, especially with the offensive line. However, and by the way, I have the utmost respect for Myles Garrett. He is an absolute monster. I see a lot of, as mentioned, I'm a historian. I see a lot of Deacon Jones in him. They are both monsters. You know what? I'll even make it into a Steeler player. I see a lot of Mean Joe Green in him. So much. But like I said, if we can alleviate that threat, I think we'll be cheering on Sunday and going 4-1 and getting a sound hold of the division. And we got to take advantage of it while Burrow and Jackson are out. So,
well, we got to talk about Broderick Jones versus Myles Garrett. When Broderick Jones, because he is struggling, he's a young player, and Myles is a monster. I mean, there's you know what it is. Are you guys? Do you think Arthur Smith will be more apt to send tight ends in that direction or chip with running backs?
I think he's going to try and chip with running backs because ultimately, I mean, we have to supplement somebody with Broderick Jones because, like I said, our number one, the biggest thing for our offense is alleviating that threat because let's just face it, Casey, I just don't see anybody else making an impact. It's just me.
Really? Willie Collins is playing at an all-pro level. You think Samalu's got that handled?
I think so. I like Samalu. He, like I said, he's a champion. He's so experienced. And like I said, come at me. I'm going to tell you right now. Give it 2 years. Give it 2 years. Zach Frazier, the two best centers in the league will be Creed Humphrey, by the way, Boomer Sooner, and Zach Frazier. I am making that call. Zach Frazier, he works hard. He's strong. He is an absolute monster. So I'm very much excited. So
okay. Well, you brought up a person earlier that I don't know how we're going to approach this. And the Browns made a trade this week. They got Greg Newsome shipped to Jacksonville in exchange for Tyson Campbell. And while I think in the end, this might be, it could make the Browns defense better. I don't think it does that in the short term by any means until Tyson's fully acclimated. And, the Browns play a ton of man-to-man defense, and that's what he is. He's a press man corner. So you can get him on the field in those instances. But when you have to check to, quarter, half or cover two, he's not really much of a zone corner. So I don't know if you see him. So I don't know what the plan is for DK Metcalf. I just don't know what it is.
All I know is you can't play press coverage on DK Metcalf. I mean, if it's an undersized guy, good luck with that because he will exploit that.
This is where we miss Martin Emerson. Emerson could do that. Emerson did do that when we played Seattle with DK. They got in fisticuffs. So it got serious. But we don't have, without Emerson, I don't know what that looks like. So for me, that equation is the defensive line causing Rodgers to have to throw that ball in under 2.5 seconds. And then that limits the damage DK can do deep. You can still run smoke screens to him and slants because if he gets the ball in his hands, he's a truck.
Right.
I mean, I said earlier, he is a Cadillac of a human being. It blows the mind someone that big can be that damn fast. But
that's how I felt about Nick Chubb. Like, gosh,
good.
Use it.
I'm glad.
I love Nick Chubb. So
yeah. I think that he's the one. He was universally loved because he wasn't a me guy. He didn't ever run his mouth. Didn't even spike the ball. It was Barry Sanders like how he would just hand it to the ref. You know what I mean, and not celebrate, even though he would do these amazing things.
Yep. And
Fitzpatrick.
We mentioned running backs real quick. I was thinking earlier. I work in a warehouse, so you think about a lot of just random football things, and I'm going to go on and say I think Caleb Johnson is going to be the next Willie Parker. I can see it. I just see so many characteristics from Willie Parker to Caleb Johnson. I know he had the whole issue with the ball bouncing over his head, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I mean, he's a rookie; he'll get it together. But I think Caleb Johnson's going to be Willie Parker 2.0.
Yeah, I love Caleb coming in the draft. He'd have been perfect for what the Browns do in a wide zone because he's a one cut and gone guy. I know a lot of people were kind of down on his overall athleticism, and I don't see it when I watch the tape, man. When he got in the open field, man, there was no one chasing that dude down. So, but I obviously Tomlin doesn't trust rookies. Like that's been common throughout. So I just didn't know how long it would take him to crack the lineup. I kind of expected him to be, by this point in the season, kind of already have a foothold and at least rotating in for full series.
Right.
And, you just got called Brett Kiesel.
Oh gosh, what an honor!
It is an honor
because
I see it now, Drew. I see it. I see what you're saying. It is a magnificent beard.
Hey, if Brett Kiesel sees this, hey man, much love, my brother.
Yep. All right, so the Steelers' run D versus Quinshon Judkins. In my mind, this has to be the equalizer for Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to live and die with Dylan Gabriel throwing it 35 times. I don't like that recipe against you guys in particular. So it comes down to stopping the run, which the Steelers have had the Steelers have been a great bend but don't break defense this year.
Right.
You're giving up a ton of yards, but you're +7 in turnover differential, which is the ultimate. If you were to point to one stat, wins and losses, because for instance, you score 24 points a game, you give up 24.5, yet you're 3-1. That's because of the turnover. You guys win in the margins.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for the Browns to have any kind of equalizer in this game, it's got to be leaning into your identity of being a rushing team and getting behind Quinshon. Do you think you're going to hold Quinshon Judkins below 110 yards in this game?
It just depends because, like you mentioned before, we have Alex Highsmith coming back. Now that we're getting healthy in the linebacker area, I think that it just depends. It really just depends. I mean, I love Quinshon Judkins. I thought he was amazing for Ohio State. Really wish we would have drafted him, but it's a story for a different day. But like I said, if we can supplement Derek Harmon and Cam Hayward, I think we can. I think we can do it. I think we can do it.
Okay. I'm sure some of my people in the chat would disagree, but
that's
neither here nor there.
And now I am going to say this: like I'm sure a lot of people out there are probably like, he's being very cautious because I'm so scared to really go, yeah, we're going all the way, just because of what happens every year. So I think a lot of us are just like, we're going to be cautious.
Even between us, we've split the last 3 years.
In the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, for all my fellow Star Wars nerds out there, we must be cautious.
Yeah. That's smart. Well, you can go and be reckless with this one if you want. This is the uncomfortable part of the show where I need to get a score prediction from you.
Well, I think it's going to be, I'm going to go 24-17 Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I think
that would track for us because we haven't cracked 20 yet this year, and you score 24 points a game. I think it's going to be a rock fight. I don't think there's going to be a ton of scoring. I would take the under in the game. I'm going to go Browns get to 20. They finally get to 20. And they win a game 20-18.
Okay.
So Chris Boswell's going to be a busy man kicking field goals.
Yes, he is.
Chris Boswell you could argue that Chris Boswell's the best player of the 2020s for you.
I agree. And I will say, he's making a case, to be one of the greatest kickers of all time. It's like, if we want to go over,
my guy.
Tyler, what's up, brother?
My guy.
So when it comes to all-time special teams, my favorite punter of all time, Ray Guy. Sorry, Pat McAfee. Ray Guy.
No, dude. Ray Guy is the only punter in the Hall of Fame for a reason.
Yep. And I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. All-time favorite kicker. It's between Chip Lowmiller, who used to be with the Redskins, and of course, Mark Mosley, the only kicker to ever. But two Redskins are literally my two favorite. So it's stuck in the middle. But then again, I know I'm going to take heat. Adam Vinatieri. I can't.
Yeah.
Adam Vinatieri, body of work.
You look like a Justin Tucker guy to me.
No, Adam Vinatieri over him all day. Actually, I would pick Chip Lowmiller over Justin Tucker. I'm just saying. Lowmiller was clutch.
All right. Well, let's go. You mentioned favorite players. I want you to give me your chat. Bear with me. We're almost done talking Steelers. I know we're getting through it. I need to hear his Mount Rushmore, his Pittsburgh Steelers Mount Rushmore?
Are we talking of my generation of all time?
You're four. What four
Okay.
faces go on that mountain for the Pittsburgh Steelers for you? I don't give a shit how you do it.
Okay. I'm going to go Bradshaw, Webster, Bettis, Roethlisberger.
Say those first two again.
Bradshaw,
Okay.
Bettis, Bradshaw, Webster, Bettis, Roethlisberger.
Okay. No Mean Joe Green for you, huh?
I mean, it's so hard because Jerome
Yep,
Bettis.
I get it.
So growing up, my favorite player was John Elway. Like, as you call him.
You're super going to lose the fucking chat now, buddy.
Yeah,
you have no idea what you just did.
John
I wouldn't go and tell him.
So when he retired, I just love Jerome Bettis. So it just brings back Danny White's my favorite kicker. I love that. But yeah, Jerome Bettis, just I loved him so much. So, and of course the greatest center of all time in Mike Webster. So
and this isn't going to sound right coming from me. I think Dermontti Dawson is the best center of all time. Him or Jim Otto would be the two I would go to.
Yes, and you have to bring in Jason Kelsey. And it's like I oftentimes, say this to make my friends mad. I would honestly pick, if it was like if you asked me out of my personal favorite, who would I pick if I had Jason Kelsey or Jeff Bostic from the leader of the Hogs? I think I have to go with Bostic. I don't know. I just love the Hogs. So my dad was a big Redskins fan. So no shade on Jason Kelsey. He's an absolute monster, but I don't know, just Jeff Bostic and just leading that Hogs offensive line. So,
all right, chat, I need you for this. So I need you. There's a call to action. So when I introduced Justin here, I said he's a football historian. So we're going to quiz him. And he has an innate ability that I do not have. I associate everything in years. He doesn't. So I want you to just put a Super Bowl in the chat. Super Bowl and what number it is.
Let's
not
go.
What year, just Super Bowl, whatever. And he's going to tell us who was in the game, who won, and who is the MVP. We're going to put this to the test. And the first one you got up here is Super Bowl 12, I believe.
12. That was. What was that? 1978, I believe. That was Denver and Dallas. I believe it was Roger Staubach.
Staubach was the MVP?
Yeah, I believe it was.
All right, no, because I suck at technology. I need someone in the chat to get in here and do the damn thing and see if he's right. They're pouring in though, so you have to keep it going.
Super Bowl 7. That was 73. So that was, oh man, my brain is now. I'm on the Super Bowl 7. That was 73. I think I might have been stumped. Oh gosh. So
we're gonna circle back. We're gonna keep us moving. We got people coming in here. So I believe I suck at Roman numerals. This is probably Super Bowl 30 if I had to guess, right?
Yo, Super Bowl 30. Rosie O'Donnell threw that game away. Oh my goodness.
Who was the MVP? Who did Neil O'Donnell make the MVP in that game?
What was his name? Gosh, it wasn't Emmitt Smith.
You got a paycheck from the Raiders for that.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Man, I'm on the spot. My brain is like, overload.
I got people in the chat knowing now. Here we go. All right. Someone has a Super Bowl question that is not. Who was the last quarterback to lose a Super Bowl and then win one before Jalen Hurts?
Tom Brady. That was Tom Brady. Because he lost against the Eagles, and the next year he won against he lost against the Eagles, and then the next year he won against the Rams.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Randy White. Larry Brown is I believe what Drew in Brick City here meant to say.
Larry Brown. Yep.
Who
Terry Bradshaw said, who was he even throwing it to?
Yep, he had it right. He had this one right. Steelers and Cowboys. That was the Neil O'Donnell mad throwing
I need
picks.
some more.
Someone gave you Super Bowl 7 was Dolphins.
Oh, because they beat the Redskins. Yep. Redskins had Billy Kilmer that year as their quarterback. I was thinking 1973, so technically I was looking for
All right, any other Super Bowls we want to know?
Let's see. I'm ready. I need to redeem myself.
So Brady already had a win before he did, but he answered the question correctly because he lost and then won one. Right.
Yeah,
after.
that's what I meant.
And of course, Elway did it as well.
Hey, John Elway, my all-time favorite quarterback.
Yeah, you're pronouncing Mr. Ed wrong, but I'll let it slide.
One of the best. Oh gosh, I loved his cadence. Well, of course, my all-time favorite Super Bowl losing quarterback, Rich Gannon. I was so sad to see the Raiders lose that game against the Bucs. Oh my gosh, I was in fourth grade.
I got one for you. Super Bowl 19.
19. That was 85. So that was San Francisco 49ers. They beat the Dolphins, and Joe Montana was the MVP. There you go. I gotta have more because I'm even. Give me one more. I need one more.
Someone else has got to pitch it in.
Someone else has got to pitch me one more. I gotta finish.
Make sure I didn't miss any in the chat because I could have. Did we ask this one?
Super Bowl 23. That was. Let's see. That was San Francisco and Cincinnati. That was the drive. Jerry Rice was MVP. That was played at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami.
What celebrity did Joe Montana say was in the crowd when he was in the huddle before they led that drive?
I believe it was the president.
It was John Candy.
Oh.
Look, there's John Candy, and then he did the thing, and John Taylor. Okay, last one.
Oh, great times. I was in middle school. I was Patriots Eagles, played at Alltel Stadium. Deion Branch was MVP.
All right, and this is.
Oh man!
I'm gonna count them in my head real quick.
How many different opponents? Let's see. Seven.
Ooh, I counted six of them. Who name them?
I had
Dallas, the Giants, Skins, Niners.
I was missing the Skins. Yep, I was off.
Packers,
Seahawks, and Packers.
Oh, Seahawks. Course,
you're
right.
Seahawks.
You still got it right. That's still seven.
Panthers.
No, it's man. They played way too many. All right. I'm going to let you off the hot seat, man. You did the damn thing. Appreciate you coming on, Justin.
Hey, my pleasure, guys.
We'll do this again. I was looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Big ups to you guys for stomaching a bunch of Steelers talk. I don't know if you guys had it in you. You hung in there. You listened to some Steelers talk. I think we know more now. So that's what this is all about. So I want to thank everyone for listening. Thank everybody for coming in. I would tell you where to go find this guy, but you're not going to find him on social media. He's out there dodging all this nonsense.
Oh, yeah. I'm just, in the words of the great Dusty Rhodes to all my wrestling fans, I'm just a common man just working and just, trying not to drown in the sea of podcasts.
Yeah. Well, you guys, everybody, thank you for giving us your time. That's the most valuable thing you can give anyone. So on your way out, if you could, subscribe. It kind of helps us keep making this content. We're going to come at you again tomorrow. Do not miss the draft show tomorrow morning on this YouTube channel, 10 a.m. Bill Sparks, Jacob Roach. They're going to go over their top 10 wide receivers in college football and get you ready for the college football slate. So thanks, everybody, for coming in. And in the immortal words of Sun Tzu, know thyself, know the enemy. We are out.